What's going on? Sunny here, speaking to you from Chicago today. I came here for the weekend with a couple of friends, just having a good time, following my bliss, and I wanted to make this video while I have some time alone right now. I wanted to make a video about where I am currently at in my spiritual journey and just the phase of life that I'm going through right now, because this is a question that I get pretty often. And I thought, why not just address it? I'm feeling kind of like, in that mood right now, talking about myself and my journey. So before that, let me just give you a quick tour of the room. This is one of the best hotel rooms I've definitely ever been in. Let me just give you a tour from the big outside of the room. So if you enter this room right here, it's the bathroom. It's wonderful. Hello. And it has a whole city view right here, floor to ceiling windows. Excuse my mess there a little bit. But definitely like one of my best hotel rooms ever. Ever since I've really been opening myself up to abundance and allowing myself to have more, I'm seeing that experiences like this, just naturally abundant experiences like this, are coming to me more and more without me even like pushing for them. And that's something I've definitely noticed so far. So even, just starting out talking about what phase of life I am in right now, I'm definitely experiencing a greater flow of abundance. Not because these are some experiences that I couldn't have had before, but rather because now I am actually allowing myself to have these experiences. And that right there is already a huge distinction. We often live in a state where we don't allow ourselves to have the better things in life, the things that we actually desire, even if they are simple. So my other series, right, Act on Your Bliss, that series is about exploring desires, even if they're like something so simple like taking a dance class. We are so stuck in our day-to-day habit patterns often, and our day-to-day vibration, that we actually unconsciously hold ourselves back from having even the simple little experiences that we know will bring us joy. Why? Because we're so caught up in thinking this is important. What I have to maintain and do every single day is important. And, I'll do that later. This whole thing of linear time keeps you pushing this if you bought into this linear time thing completely, you keep putting things off until later, and that later never comes. Off on a tangent, let me get started on my list of the phases of life that I'm in right now. Okay, so I got these 4 points jotted down that I wanted to discuss today. So one thing I wanted to say first is that things are definitely speeding up for me. My manifestations are happening at a much faster rate. And not just like things that I'm getting, but also just me seeing my state of being, my attitude, my vibration reflected in reality at a faster rate. So I've spoken in previous videos before how as you become more aware and you take more responsibility for your reality creation process, taking care of your state of being all the time, being mindful of the things you are thinking, the things you are believing, the things that you are projecting onto what you are experiencing. The more control you take back of that, the more freedom is given to you to choose your experience. When you're living in a low vibration, unconscious state, higher self, the universe, whatever you want to call it, doesn't allow you that much control. Because if you had full reality creation control in that low vibration state where you were constantly thinking negative thoughts, and if in that state things manifested for you fast, you'd make a complete chaos out of your life, right? And so as we begin to wake up and we start to take responsibility for our reality creation process, naturally what starts to happen is that things start to move faster. Because your vibration is faster, you're more like steam now rather than that rigid ice. Things are going to move faster for you. And that's what I'm experiencing with me. I naturally notice where if I'm in like a weird mood, and I completely like am unconscious about it, I will see that reflected in my reality, right? You know, certain experiences will happen. Maybe some people will like act with me differently in a weird way, and then I kind of wake up to it, and I shift my vibration. I choose to come to my awareness and shift the vibration that I'm practicing, and I'll notice that almost instantly, or if not, in a little while. How my experience shifts. My experience of reality shifts directly as I choose and shift my vibration. And also on a day-to-day level, on a grander level, I'm also experiencing things are moving faster. You know, being here, doing the things that I love, not holding back, not waiting. All those things are tying into my life moving forward faster, not necessarily to a particular destination, but just towards the things that I want, towards more growth, more expansion, more becoming who I truly am, rather than all these limited identities and concepts that I think I am. And so I'm really enjoying this process. At the same time, it is a little nerve-wracking though. Because with this phase right now, I'm seeing how if I'm a little sloppy with my vibration, it is going to be reflected in my reality. And so it's kind of scary, but it's also a good motivator to constantly look after my vibration. And so I'm enjoying it. At the same time, it is a little scary. Okay, so number 2. I'm dissolving many stereotypes for myself, for what life is. You know, stereotypes meaning false ideas put into your consciousness by countless pendulums throughout your life. Things like you need to work in order to make money so that you can do the things that you like. That's a false concept right there. That's a false stereotype. But most of us don't know that. Most of us think that that is life. Now, why that is a false concept, that is a topic for a whole different video. But I'm waking up to all of these stereotypes that I was completely subscribed into. Even while teaching a lot of these concepts, I was still subscribed to wanting to build a business so that I could support myself, through which I can do things that I want to do. But you see, like, I'm waking up more to the worldview of there being an infinite now, and I'm practicing this all the time, as much as I can, as best I can. A worldview of an infinite now. There is no future, right? Like, I'm not constantly looking towards the future, but rather, you know, how can I make the most of this possibility right now, of this moment right now? That doesn't mean being reckless. That simply means being very mindful of the state of being that I'm projecting right now, choosing what I want reflected out of my experience. So if I want well-being reflected out of my experience, if I want love, if I want abundance, then trigger those feelings in me right now. Activate those feelings in myself right now. And I'm practicing that all the time. And using that worldview, knowing that that's where my security lies. My security does not lie within this fancy hotel room. My security does not lie within money that I have, my bank account, or the car that I drive, or the house that I live in, or the friends that I have, the partners that I have, or my parents, anybody. Even though my well-being comes through all of these people and things, and it's represented by all of these things in my life, that is not the source. And as long as I continue to put my sense of well-being and security in money, or building a successful business, or getting to a certain point in my career, until then, that's me buying into false concepts. So I'm waking up to this more and more now, and I'm letting go of the need to go with these and like further subscribe to them, live my life by them. And it's scary. Again, this whole process is scary because it's like you're on your own, you know, even though obviously so many people are supporting me, and I'm sure if so many people are supporting you in your life, you still feel sort of alone because this is your individual journey. You have to get over your own fears and everything. So it is a scary process, but it's so liberating. I'm truly feeling myself like expanding so much more than I ever have in my life. And it's really an amazing experience. Just letting go of all those false concepts and actually waking up to them that I was just bought into before. Maybe I'll make a different video about, all the false concepts that I'm kind of like letting go of. If you want that, let me know in the description box below. Number 3. I feel like this video is going to go long. No, we're at 10 minutes so far, so it's okay. Number 3. I'm more and more comfortable being myself and expressing my authentic self. And I know exactly what I want, and I'm just doing my best to not wait. I'm doing my best to just go for it, and I'm doing my best to not let other people or other, external circumstances and influences bringing my vibration down. So throughout this journey, right, with countless false concepts, false beliefs, false identities, all these pendulums constantly trying to make you act in their interests rather than your own freedom, trying to make you like somebody else rather than you being yourself. I'm letting go of a lot of that stuff now because I'm just, tired of maintaining a lot of those other things that I used to do for other people, or, being a certain way to be accepted, going out a certain amount of times a month to be respected or admired, showing off on social media or something, like things like that. Letting go of it entirely. Just being myself and feeling fully comfortable being myself, being comfortable in my body, in who I am, what I represent, being comfortable being liked or not liked by somebody that I care for, that I value. Just being comfortable knowing my well-being regardless of what is happening outside. Now, obviously, this isn't like a 100% all the time thing that is just running. So sometimes I do fall into those like negative states, but I try to pick myself up right away. I just don't tolerate any low state of being anymore because I know that that's out of alignment with who I truly am. So why stay there? So why entertain those thoughts, those realities? You know what I mean? But just being myself, I've noticed that after I take these types of trips with my friends who kind of think very differently, who are still subscribed to that old type of mindset, the conventional worldview, I won't call it old, it's still very relevant, but it's the conventional worldview. After that, sometimes I see my mind, conjuring up the possibility of like, oh, what if everything I believe in is incorrect? My mind is always like going into those fearful states of the past again sometimes, and I just notice it and I just snap back out of it. How do I know that that's not what actual truth is? Because it feels bad. Anything that feels bad, any thought that feels bad, any belief that you have about yourself that feels bad is out of alignment with who you truly are, with source. So stop entertaining it. Entertain only thoughts that are good feeling in nature, that make you feel more like creator, that help you expand rather than contract. Anything else is not it's just false. It is not the truth. And the more I'm living my authentic self, the more my life experience is becoming like this. Me sitting here in such an abundant space, enjoying my time, talking to you. Living my best authentic expression and showing other people that they can do it too. So, lastly, I'm in a mode of action. I'm just going out and getting all the experiences that I want, the states that I desire, the feelings that I desire. I'm realizing more and more. And, I was talking to Owen, Bootsy Greenwood, the other day. I'm sure you know him. I'm sure you've heard his voice for hours when you listened to that reality transurfing audiobook. But we were talking, we recorded a video, and I was saying how the more I come to an understanding of reality transurfing and reality creation in general, the more I'm realizing that the entire process can just be summed up with these 3 words. Just do it. In other words, the Nike slogan. There's a lot of wisdom in that slogan. Regularly, you're just like, oh, that's it. It doesn't make sense to your mind, because from a certain perspective, it won't make sense. But as you continue to study this stuff, you'll start to realize that as soon as you have a desire, you know what you want. First of all, it takes mental clarity to know what you want. Most people do not know what they want. They think they want certain things, but they don't actually want those things. They think they want certain things that will bring them true joy, that actually are relevant for them, that will make their life a holiday, but they just want most things because they're comparing their lives to other people who they think they are successful, to societal standards and whatnot. So they're chasing false goals. But first, as soon as you recognize a desire, right, a true goal, you just have to start taking steps towards it. You have to first be in the energy of that of that reality, of that goal. So if you want if you want to be in a hotel room like this, let's just say that is your goal. Visualize that hotel room and see what state it triggers in you. What would being in this hotel room make you feel like? So that is that state that you desire, right? It's that state that you desire rather than necessarily the hotel room. The hotel room is like a symbol. So once you recognize that, be in the energy of that constantly and simply start taking steps towards it. Whatever action you can start taking towards that goal right now, just start taking it. Get the process moving. Just move towards the goal and things will unfold. There's a lot of cleaning up that has to be done, right? A lot of cleaning up of the worldviews and the beliefs that hold all this change from flowing into your life. Because as we said, change can only happen according to your worldview. What your worldview allows is the only thing that can happen. Anything that is outside of the context of your worldview cannot happen to you. So ask yourself, how many miracles are you blocking out every single day because you don't believe that you can have the abundance that you desire, the well-being that you desire, because you don't deserve certain things. And maybe on a conscious level, you don't know, and that's totally okay. It's just, this is the process. This is the journey of cleansing ourselves of all of these limiting belief patterns, all of these limiting philosophies that we bought into, these stereotypes. So, I'm realizing that it's just a process of going and getting it while constantly being in the energy of your desire and not believing whatsoever in lack. I've said it in a previous video. There is no such thing as lack. You are at all times creating a reality abundantly. Now, the reality that you create can have the illusion of lack, the appearance of lack, but you are still creating, you are still generating that experience just as abundantly as someone creating an appearance of well-being, amazing, gratitude, love, and whatnot. You know what I mean? You are at all times creating a full experience for yourself. You as higher self, you as consciousness, you are at all times choosing an experience. Now, the experience you choose, if you're creating lack, you're most likely doing it unconsciously, because why would you create lack consciously? You are choosing an experience that has the illusion of lack in it. But there is no actual lack. It's just the illusion of lack that you are creating, that you are generating, that you are choosing unconsciously. Whereas you have equal power to choose an experience of abundance, equally as much as that of lack. So as long as you're just in the energy of what you want and just going for it, just doing it without creating all these scenarios in your mind, without creating all this excess potential and fear about failure, not getting what you want, not being accepted if you fail, things like that. As long as you are just in the energy of your desire and you are choosing your state moment by moment, day by day, while moving towards what you want, life will change for you. Your negative beliefs will start cleansing, will start leaving you. But you have to be vigilant in this process. You have to want it. How much do you want it? Or are you too busy entertaining yourself with other things that don't even matter to you, really? So I just wanted to quickly, share this, where I am in my journey right now. Maybe it will help some people. And I know, in general, a lot of people are just curious. I always get this question, like, where are you right now? Like, what are you realizing? I still didn't get too much of a spiritual realization, things that I'm kind of like meditating on recently and realizing. That may be for a different video. But I wanted to kind of share with you the experience that I'm having in my life right now, because it's a very exciting time. The fact that I'm able to do things like this, the fact that I'm able to live my life, the life that I live, while also sharing it and helping others do the same. Like, this brings me the greatest amount of joy. Like, I traveled around Chicago all day today, right? But making this video right now is bringing me the most amount of joy. I'm not even lying to you. Like, that's me from the bottom of my heart, for real. Like, right now I'm having the most time just sitting here alone and talking to the camera. Just because I know this video will connect with at least one person and inspire them to go for what they want, to make their life a greater possibility. I remember, like, I think in college, late at night, just watching YouTube videos. And I remember I came across Casey Neistat's vlogs. Casey Neistat is like one of the most prolific YouTube vloggers, and he's like the definition of just do it. And this man literally just does whatever he wants. He's a huge inspiration to me, and like a lot of my vlogs are inspired by Casey. Go check out his videos. But I was watching his videos, his travel vlogs and everything, him and his son like going everywhere, doing the things like that are truly like exhilarating and adventurous and full of life. And I remember sitting there in my bed being like, damn, that guy is living life. And I'm here in my bed doing nothing. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. We all have to be in that stage to realize something like that, right? And you staying in your bed is not you not doing anything with your life. Just to put that out there. But is it what you want to do? If it's not what you want to do, then what do you want to do? And then why aren't you doing it? So just the time distance from then to now, and me actually now making the things that I want happen in my life, it is such a blessing. It is such, I'm so grateful for it. And I'm enjoying this process so much. I truly could never have imagined that my life would get this amazing. And maybe from an outside perspective, my life doesn't look that great, and that's fine. But like truly the life that I'm living, the states that I'm experiencing, I'm so grateful. Because I used to live in like a really like fearful state all the time. In a contracted state where I was scared of the outside world, where I thought I had to constantly fight for my worth, where I didn't think I was worthy, when I was always like thinking about how will I make it, things like that, where I was constantly worried about the future. And just like being able to do this now, and me being able to do this, like when I used to hear other people say like, oh, if I can do it, you can do it. And I used to think they're just like, it's just talk. But truly, like when you do it yourself, then you realize, oh my God, if I can do it, literally anybody can do it. And so truly, just like being here talking is bringing me the greatest amount of joy. That's why I'm not even ending this video. We're on 24 minutes. Oh my God. If you're watching by now, you're definitely like a diehard personal mastery quest person. But I will end this here now. I do have to go meet up with my friends as well. They're probably waiting for me. But just having a great couple of days here. I'm going to shoot a couple more videos here. So I'll show you the room during the daytime too. And, just around Chicago a little bit. But let me know, like, what part of this video maybe inspired you. What thoughts this evoked in you. Put that in the comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. I'll reply as soon as possible. All right. Other than that, just have a great day. Get started on putting your desires into motion. All right. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Hit that thumbs up. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.